At one time, Ranveer Singh looked unstoppable. Everywhere you looked, he was there. Movies, ads, award shows, Instagram clips, wild fashion, and over the top interviews. Brands loved him, internet loved him, Bollywood loved him. But slowly, the same personality that made him famous started hurting his brand. And what happened to Ranveer Singh is one of the most important personal branding lessons. Even a strong brand can collapse when audience starts to feel fatigue. When Ranveer Singh entered Bollywood, the industry already had polished stars, calm personality, traditional masculinity, and then Ranveer with a loud, chaotic, emotionally expressive, hyper energetic personality entered the room. He didn't walk into rooms, he exposed into them. And from branding perspective, this was brilliant positioning. Attraction when there is contrast. At that time, most actors wanted to look controlled, cool, and mysterious. Ranveer did the opposite. His energy instantly differentiated him. But here is an important part. The crazy energy alone wouldn't have done the work if the product was weak. In his early career, the product was excellent. Films like Band Baja Barat, Lutera, Ram Leela, Bajirao Mastani, Padmavat proved that he was not just entertaining, but he was genuinely talented. This is an important thing because branding creates attention, skills creates respect, and Ranveer had both. And that combination made him extremely valuable, not just as an actor, but as a modern celebrity brand. Then came the peak, and this is where slowly everything started going wrong because Ranveer's personality stopped feeling natural and started feeling constant. Every interview felt on, every appearance felt amplified, every event became performative, and eventually the audience stopped discovering his energy and started expecting it. That's dangerous because in marketing, what feels fresh once can feel repetitive when overused. Then came the fashion. Initially, the fashion was appreciated. Why? Because that reinforced his positioning as fearless, unpredictable, and attention grabbing. But over time, the clothing stopped supporting the personality and started consuming it. The conversation slowly shifted from Ranveer is a great actor to look what Ranveer is wearing now. And that matters. Because when aesthetics becomes louder than achievements, your core value proposition becomes weaker. And this became worst because of overexposure. He was everywhere: endorsements, reality shows, viral clips, public appearances, social media, and then comes the marketing principle. Constant visibility reduces the premium perception. Scarcity creates curiosity. Overexposure creates fatigue. And Ranveer's branding slowly lost its mystiqueness. Then another shift happened. His public image became heavily centric around being a perfect husband. Now, initially, this worked beautifully. He admired Deepika Padukone and felt genuine, emotionally expressive, and refreshing for a male celebrity. Audiences loved it, but eventually the branding became too one dimensional. The internet stopped discussing performance, acting range, screen presence, and started to reduce him as a green flag husband. And while this sounds positive, it's unintentionally weak for a superstar aura because movie stars survive on balance of reliability but also aspirational and mystique. Ranveer's image became overly accessible, too explainable, too available, too online, and psychologically that reduced the perception of stardom. The timing cannot be more worse. It followed with bunch of failures. 83 Circus were commercially disasters. Now suddenly, audiences were no longer saying overexposed but talented. They started questioning the entire brand because success hides branding flaws. Failure exposes them. And this is a critical in marketing. If audiences' perspective is already weakening, multiple failures accelerates the decline rapidly. The chaotic image no longer felt exciting but started to feel excessive. And for the first time in years, Ranveer Singh looked vulnerable as a brand. But this is where the story gets interesting. Recently, Ranveer Singh has started to reintegrate his branding and realign as a less noisy, less forced, chaotic, and more controlled appearances. Clean styling, sharp interviews, and more compressed energy. And audiences are slowly beginning to reconnect with the actor, not just his loud personality. Projects like Dhurandhar have started to create a conscious optimism again. Not because people suddenly forgot the overexposed era, but because it reminded audience of something important. Behind all the branding, there was still a genuinely powerful performer. And that may be the foundation of his comeback. This brings us to marketing principle. Strong brand recovers when they reconnect with their own core values. For Ranveer, the core value was never loud fashion or viral interviews. It was acting, and that's made people care about him in the first place. Ranveer's journey is fantastic because his rise, his decline, and his rebuilding all came from a single thing: his personal brand. The energy helped him stand out. The overuse of that energy created fatigue, and now constraint may help him rise again. Because the hardest part of branding is not becoming famous. It's evolving because audience get tired of you. And maybe that's exactly what Ranveer is finally learning. The strong personal brand knows when to amplify themselves and when to pull back. And Ranveer Singh's career might become one of the Bollywood's best examples of both.